Welcome to the beginner slope, and in today's video I've got 5 exercises.
That's my tummy.
I know. Welcome to the beginner slope. In today's video I've got 5 exercises that you can practice right here. Why? Well, we don't always have the whole mountain at our disposal. I know some of you guys, you only practice in the snow domes, and well, sometimes you just find yourself here. Perhaps you're teaching your partner. But give these exercises a go. Some you'll find easy, some quite a bit more difficult. But if you can do them, they're going to really help with your overall riding when you do get up and out on that mountain. So let's start off right away with something a little bit more advanced. The first exercise we're going to do is called garlands. What you're going to do, you're going to come down the side of the piste, start to carve in a traverse across the slope. But as you do this, you want to try and get in as many quick edge changes as possible. So we've just got a few sledges going behind. Now, to get this exercise to work, you're going to need to get down quite low and use your knees independently as levers to twist that board. That's how you're going to be able to rock super fast from heels to toes, back to heels again. Now, as I said, it is quite tricky, and I do have a video really kind of delving deep into this exercise, so you can check it out up here. Or for the time being, just watch it and see if you can figure it out. But the great thing about this is it's an exercise in practicing an early edge change, which is something that when you bring it back into your normal riding, the sooner in the turn that you can get onto your new edge, the sooner you can start controlling your speed, your line, and getting grip in the board. So everything from carving to riding steeps, this early edge change is going to be essential in taking your riding to that next level. But if your carving isn't quite there, don't worry, because this next exercise is really good. Edge hops are super fun exercise. They're a great warm-up, and they can be done anywhere that you stop on the slope. Start off on your toe edge, just hopping up the slope. Not too difficult, that one, but then for more of a challenge, try doing backwards up on your heel edge. Really tricky, this one, but it produces really good edging and balance skills once you get it right. Exercise number 3 is called Breakage. And forget the silly French name, this exercise is really cool because it's actually probably one of the only exercises I can think of that is more difficult the mellower the slope is. So really good for practicing on these beginner slopes. And what it is basically, imagine you're snowboarding down a supermarket and you've got a really narrow corridor, a really thin aisle. The shelves are stacked right on your side here and right on your other side here. There's no room, only just enough for you to get your board through the middle. And you're trying to make all your turns in that really narrow corridor. And the way to do this is once again by using your knees independently, using them as levers to torsionally twist the board. And yes, once more, you can check out this video up here, which really gets into this movement. But again, give me a watch and just see if you can do this one. Another way to think about it is that you've got a nail drilled down through the center of your board, and that's the point that you're trying to turn around. So as I mentioned, it is quite difficult in these beginner slopes, but if you can do it here on these mellow slopes, you've isolated this really difficult movement that again is going to be super helpful to bring back into your riding, particularly when you want to make short, quick turns, which is something you're going to want to do when you start riding those steeper double black diamond slopes. Exercise number 4, this one's good fun, the tripod. You've probably seen some people doing it, and yeah, to be honest, this one isn't going to help your overall riding as much as some of the others, but it's good fun to do. There's a few ways you can get into it, but I find the easiest way is to come round on a toe side turn, keep your board turning up the slope, and as your nose begins to point up the slope, pop your hands down, 1, 2, really lean into the position. It feels a bit like you're doing yoga, like you're doing your downward dog, but once you get a hold of it, it's actually quite easy to keep the board in that position. Then to come out, you can either revert back around the way you came, or if you kind of have a bit more weight going over your back, you can kind of revert it around in a full 360. Coming out is the easy part. Getting into it is what will probably take a bit of practice. Now granted, you probably actually want a slightly steeper slope for this one, but you can practice getting into it on something nice and mellow like this. Final trick is a really fun one. It's called a butter pretzel. Sounds delicious, right? Bit of a stupid name, but basically a butter is essentially where you do a wheeling on either the nose or the tail of a board. And the pretzel part of the trick, that just means that you spin out of it the opposite way that you span into it. So give a couple of watch first and see if you can figure it out. So the first thing you want to think about is getting weight over that nose to make the butter, to really press that board. So get all your weight over the front foot, but the key to getting the pretzel out is going to be about keeping your shoulders more in line with the slope. This is going to create this twist, this counter rotation through your body that you're going to need to use to pop yourself up and spin out of the trick. So hold it as long as you like, and it's quite easy to pop out because you've already loaded your board up like a spring by holding that butter, holding that kind of wheelie on the nose. And then when you're ready to exit the trick, really just kind of throw your shoulders back around, utilize that spring that you've created through your body by having that twist, keeping your shoulders in line with the slope, and then just turn your head around, look back down the slope and pull it round. So this one's great to do on the piste, but also when you want to start riding rails and boxes, this becomes quite easy trick that you can do on boxes and rails too. So great if you're looking to start getting into the park. Awesome, so thanks for watching. That's what we've got for you today. And this video is really about making the most out of what you've got. The ski resorts here in France, they're still shut unfortunately. So whilst I can hike up to the top, it's quite a lot of effort and there's no piste up there at the minute. They're just making these beginner slopes for us. But that doesn't mean there's nothing you can do. So whether you're in the same situation, maybe you live close to a tiny mountain, or maybe you're at a snow dome, give these a go and they're going to really help your riding. Thanks as always guys. If you have any suggestions for any more videos you'd like to see me make, let me know in the comments down below and I'll see you next time.